Alrighty folks, it's go time. It is the next day. I have received my timing cover O-ring gaskets for our Subaru Forester over here. This is the part 2 video of this 4-cylinder boxer oil leaking Subaru. We had an oil leak on the catalytic converter on this side over here, and another oil out of its opposing cylinder head, or another oil leak rather, on the opposing cylinder head on this side over here. So we were at a stopping point yesterday because I was waiting on a series of little O-rings to show up so I can reseal all the oil passages that go from the cylinder heads and the engine block into that timing cover. So I've got the ring kit in hand. Let's go ahead and pluck out these old rings, get started. Like I said, it's go time. I'm in a crunch. I want to get this thing done and out of the door because it's been here way too long. So stay tuned because this is going to be a very good part 2 video. By the way, link to part 1 down inside this video's description and in the pinned comment. Okay, so here are some of our replacement new O-rings that are going to go into these locations. Let me just get these guys stuck right in. I'm actually kind of worried about that. I fear that perhaps these things might fall out before I get the cover on them. I'm hoping they've got enough stay built into them where they're not going to fly out of here. You can't scratch the aluminum surface here, and that one's stuck in there pretty good. There we go. Okay, well, I got it out. That's good. New one coming in. Stick that right in there. All right, they're squeezing in pretty tightly, so I do not believe they're going to fly out anywhere. This is good. A little bit of extra silicone there. I don't know why they have RTV on that bolt boss right there. There's no sealant in that area. Maybe it's to prevent oil from walking out through the threads. That could be it. You know, actually, I think I'm getting ahead of myself because I still need to blow the front of this cover area out with some air, and I probably shouldn't be putting O-rings in it while I'm trying to blow air through it to blow stuff out of it. So maybe I'll rethink my strategy here and back up, slow my roll a little bit, so to speak. See, you get in a hurry, you start skipping steps under pressure. So I was hanging out in the comment section on the first video, seeing what everybody thought about this situation, and it appears that the consensus is even after you reseal these, they're always leaking in the same spots. And I had to ask myself why people are having this type of a failure, like a high failure rate after doing a repair on this. And I've come to realize that this thing, due to its design nature, causes those types of failures. Because if we see right here, see all that oil right there hanging out of that little puddle? Well, that little puddle is going to encroach on the sealing surface. It's going to run out and it's going to drip everywhere. And if you get oil on your surface when you apply the sealant will not adhere to both surfaces, and what that will do is cause the seal to leak. So in my estimation, the key to not having this thing leak after or immediately after a repair is to make sure that all the oil's gone. That makes me feel pretty good that I left this thing sit overnight after I cleaned off all of this sealant, and I dabbed out most of the oil. We can see I've still got a little towel in there soaking up crankcase oil right there at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to blow this out, and we're going to get all these little pieces of silicone debris that are just kind of hanging out in here on these little ledges. We're going to blow that stuff out of here. That way it's nice and clean and shiny under this cover, and we can wipe these sealing surfaces down one more time with a clean dry towel and ensure good bonding and adhesion with our sealant. So bear with me, loud noises. Let's get this thing sprayed out. remove this piece of our crankshaft one more time. Set that back over yonder. So now I'm gonna go in there, we're gonna wipe down the entire sealing surface one more time just to get all the residue off after I brake clean this thing. And then we'll be ready to reapply sealant to the timing cover, get that thing in position after I get those other 2 O-rings reinstalled. Okay, there's that oil seal ring right up in here. Let's pluck this one out. Yeah, that's in there pretty good. There we go, got that one removed. The replacement in hand. Let's get that inside of its new home right here. Just push it in. Very good. Now down below at the bottom, we pull this old towel out of here. And there's one larger O-ring down here. This is, I'm assuming, for the oil pickup tube inside of the oil pan there. Let me dig this one out. It's a very tight squeeze. Oh, she's coming. And I just pushed it back in. Good job. There it is. You guys see that? See how it's flat? That flattened shape that it has conformed to, that's no bueno for resealing. It was fine when it was on there just by itself, but then you take this off and then try to put the cover back on and it most likely is gonna leak. So yeah, gotta change it. And taking a look at that new O-ring, can you guys see it? See how this one is rounded and not flattened off? That's what we're looking for here. So when we put those covers back on, the covers will slightly apply some pressure to these O-rings, smash them down a little bit to create a good seal on both sides. Okie dokes, next we need to kind of get this thing sprayed off because we can't have oil. Begin spraying now. It's mostly the bottom that I'm worried about. The top section I was able to wipe off very well, but there's a lot of nooks and crannies down at the bottom of this surface, and all that oil back there needs to go away. Make it nice and shiny, super shiny. Yeah, especially right here above the water pump. That area seems to have caught a lot of oil, and there's a lot of shelves right here behind this chain. And all that stuff is containing just the littlest bit of engine oil, which is going to seep down on the front of the cover. And that's where our re-leak is going to occur if we don't clean this off properly. Goodbye, flashlight. Uh-oh, I'm running out too. Another! Okay, let's get down in there again and finish our spray down procedure. Make it all nice and shiny in there. We're never gonna see it again, but we can make it shiny, or at least try to. And yes, I am getting brake fluid down, or brake clean down inside of that oil pan, and have no fear because I'm draining the oil again. I'll pull the plug one more time before we refill. It's an oil pan wash as well. There we go. Okay. Get back behind the cams. This is a twofold idea here. We're going to get all the oil gone to the seal sticks, and at the same time we're getting rid of any debris that may have fallen in there behind these cam gears. Beautiful. Alright, time for a manual wipe one more time. We'll start at the bottom. Then I can see if anything wants to start running down, so if I missed any oil that's kind of building up, I'll be able to identify it visually later. Let's go around to this side. Yep, can't get my big flanges in there. There we go. Switching sides, up under the nadir, through here. Nice and shiny, super clean. You guys want to inspect it? Here, you guys can inspect it. I'll put you down there. Hang on a minute. Okay, start from the corner here. We're just gonna go down, under. Keep an eye on that sealing surface, looking good in the neighborhood. In the center of the block, down by the oil pump, I see a little piece of debris right there in that hole. I'll get that out. Up here, also nice and shiny. Let's move it on over. Right here. That's not sealant right there, it's just really discolored. I got that super clean. Coming up the sides, looking good. Right here, we got the seal. Back down and around, and finishing up under the nadir. So I conclude at this point conclusively that this surface is clean, prepped, and ready for some sealant. So let's go finish cleaning up the cover side and we'll get that unit installed. Okay, let's take the airline, curvy angular pry bar, and the brake clean cannon outside to the timing cover. We'll blast off some of that buildup nasty that's on the front of the cover just so it looks pretty. And I also need to drive in and out a new front crankshaft seal. So let's get the old seal removed. Then we'll spray this thing off and try to clean it out. So let's get in there behind it, pop it out, just like that. Jonk, goodbye. So what I'll do, take this whole cover, stick it over here on the floor, and then I can blast it with the brake clean cannon. I don't use this thing very often because it's not that efficient, but it should do for cleaning the outside surface of this timing cover right here. Check this out. This one really is a brake clean pressure washer. It's pretty cool. Yeah, this corner here has a lot of caked in, like baked on oil. That's nasty. Cool. Let's give it a rinse with some low pressure brake clean. Another failure. So when I walked out here earlier, how many of you guys thought I was going to do this right here and just spray brake clean oil all over the front of that Shelby? Yeah, no, I know better. I'm not doing that. I've been in these oil passages quite thoroughly as well to make sure that there's no sealant or debris inside of there, because I don't want to start this up and then suck up a big glob of RTV into the clean side of the engine oil passages. It's a great way to take out a bearing, like immediately. Yeah, that looks good. On the outside, the seal area is good. Let's just spin this around real quick. One more time on the interior. Yeah, this right here, that's our oil pump assembly right there. It's built into the timing cover. Interesting type of design, I'd say. Okay, good to go. And I've already scraped that off. We did that yesterday. Now let's close off our brake clean supply and just use the air here. Pull this out. super shiny. Okay, so let's take our cover, get the new seal set up in its tent cover. We'll drive it in with a big socket, like that one. Got a dead blow mallet. Drive this guy right in, nice and even like. There we go. One seal replaced. Okay, let's take this whole assembly and head back inside. We gotta flip it over one more time, get some sealant on the back of it, and then we're gonna be good to get it reinstalled on the vehicle. Set this right here for now. All right, it's sealant time. I have elected to use a product called The Right Stuff. It's made by Permatex. Very, very, very good sealant, but you need to be certain you want to seal what you're going to seal, because it's going to remain sealed for a very long time. So what we need to do is get a nice small bead around all of the sealing surfaces with our room temperature vulcanizing sealant. We need to have this even as possible. They certainly do not give much real estate for this sealant to do its job. I mean, take a look over here. Look at this, you guys. The width of the surface for which the sealant is supposed to reside is not much more than a few 32nds of an inch. Like that's super duper thin right there, but that's what we've got to work with, so let's keep at it. Perhaps that's the reason that these engines experience multiple leaks after cover reseals. Someone told me in the comments I was wasting my time because I should do the head gaskets next, and I'm like, yeah, we don't fix things if they're not broken. It's not the way. If I did that, then I would be upselling a head gasket job, and that's not fair. Fix what you need, not what you don't need. Another fella said I was doing this job very incorrectly because I should have been pulling the engine out in order to do this. That way the engine can face vertically while the timing cover is installed. I'm not sure if that's really the way, but I don't think I should pull out an engine just for a timing cover. Okay, we are at the top of, whoa, gravity. We're at the top of the timing cover right here. This is the area near the alternator. Painted grass drying. Woo! Flangy fatigue. We are 86.2% complete here. A little bit more. Just a wee bit more. I'm going to roll up my tube. There we go. Okay. The front side met the back side. I think we're good to go here. I'm going to put a little bit more down at the bottom of this cover, and I'm definitely going to focus in the high leak areas to ensure maximum sealing capability. A little bit over here, around the bolt hole, right through here, right there. Good, 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 good. And for some reason these bolt bosses here also had some sealant on there, so I'm gonna throw a little bit here, a little bit here. Not here, that's where an O-ring goes. None there, that's where an O-ring goes. And we need a little bit here and here. Yeah, I'm pretty certain that that's just designed to prevent sealant from following the bolt threads out of the front of the cover. Okay, good to go. All right, let's get this thing over to the vehicle and get it bolted up to the front of the engine. Alrighty, so I'm doing one more visual inspection to make sure that all the O-rings are still in position, and they are. We got no oil residue at the bottom of the block here. Same thing under the head over here, and just to make sure, I'm giving it one more wipe. One more wipe on the bottom side over here. Just kind of dab it all just to make sure we're good, and I'm supremely confident that's clean. So let me go fetch the cover. We're gonna lower it down and make contact and get some bolts into this unit. Okay, so what I cannot do here is get this wrong. If I touch anything with this sealant, it's gonna smear it. And we saw just how thin those sealing surface areas were. And if I smear this sealant, it's going to leak. Maybe this is why those Subaru guys were saying, hey man, you need to take that cover or take the engine out. Okay, so I've got the cover kind of sitting on top of the water pump. It's at an angle, so we're not making any contact. A little unnerving, I must say. And we have made contact with it. So I need to throw a couple bolts in here just so this thing cannot move. I don't think it's contacting all the way at the bottom yet. I don't want it to rock side to side, and I don't want it to pull away from the front of the block. So bear with me. Another bolt coming in on the other side here. That one started. Good, 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 good. Super good. I'll take my mallet. That resistance was the alignment dowel rods slipping into the bores in the cover. There's a little pin sticking out of the block. Okay, those guys are in. Get a couple of the long ones in. Those go down on the side. That one's at the bottom. And then the other, we'll do another long one here on this other side. And we're gonna tighten these up right away. I wanna get some pressure on the cover to ensure maximum sealing. Okay, 13. Down at the bottom. Wrong direction. Right direction. Okay, so with these bottom bolts tightened up a little bit, any oil that starts making its way towards the front of the cover won't have anywhere to go. Give it back to me. Oh, was that a 12, not a 13? I used the wrong socket. Silly rabbit. It's a rabbit and a ray combined, like a hybrid. Okay, so while we're here, we'll do the other longer one on the side of this cylinder head. This is the driver's side here. Seriously, I don't have my wits about me. Good. And then over on the other side, we'll do that other long bolt. just below we started with that guy. Okay, so now I'm confident that the sealant is placed in its necessary position, so we're going to go through with the box of bolts here and get all these perimeter units installed, and then we'll tighten them all down. Okie doke, so we've got through all of the perimeter bolts. I need to visually check the bottom, but I believe they're all handled. Next up, I need to get our little crankshaft snout piece kind of back in position here, and I need to figure out which way the keyway was pointed. I may have got that incorrectly, or I should have noticed that before I started. Yeah, I gotta get that keyway lined up. There we go. She's in. Nice and easy like. Okay, so the little crank extension thing is in position. While we're up here, I guess I can toss the dipstick tube back inside of its home. Real simple like. Stick it back in the hole. Take the guide bolt out, or the bolt rather, guide bolt. Told you I'm not functioning properly just yet. My crane brainium's got to wake up. It's like a cold start diesel. Like, the thing works, but you got to get it going first. Okay, a little bit of torque on that guy. Just a little. Click. Okay, looking good in the neighborhood. Let's throw on maybe some pulleys next. We can throw our pulleys on there, and then with the pulleys installed, we should be at a decent kind of point to stop up here at the top. So then we'll go back down below and check for the remainder of the bolts and got some wiring harnesses in, things of that nature. We're just gonna throw this thing together somehow, some way. Next one, that guy went up top right here. That's good. What do we have next? We got a tensioner here. Don't lose that. I suppose I can get this tensioner in position, so let's get this thing kind of in its home. I don't remember if it went vertically or horizontally. I think it goes, well, it doesn't go that way, so it has to go this way. Okay. So yeah, horizontally, sure. There it is. That's where it goes. See how it locked in? There's a pin on the back that locks that in position. That's where it goes. Screw this guy down. What is it? On this Subaru? Yes, ma'am. I have to. It's part of the timing job that I didn't realize. Clicks. Put that guy back. That's that little button thing that we dropped. That's gonna go there to cover the bolt up. There we go. And then our plastic tensioner pulley. Yeah, they're all metal except for this one pulley. That one's plastic. I don't get it. To the next pulley, that was that water pump unit down at the bottom over there. That one gave me a little bit of a fuss. I tried to take it off. I had to use an impact gun to get it off of there. So, we got 3 bolt holes, 6 holes. Only 3 are bolt holes. Get her lined up here. There we go. And I've still got the 10 mil on the 1/2 inch gun. Mini clicks. Ding! Okay, So next, let's tighten down all the tensioner and idler pulleys. Ding. Click. Okay, that guy is secured. That one's good. I'm running out of stuff to do up here at the top, so let's go around, raise this thing up, and we'll check the bottom of the cover for fasteners and things of that nature. Real quick though, since we're going to be down there, maybe we can get all the wires connected at the same time, save us a little bit of effort. So here, let's plug in the top of this harness real fast, and we'll head down to the bottom side. This one goes, it's plugged in right here, I think. Yep, that harness is good. Let's drop this harness down as well. Plug her in, how about right here? Tight squeeze. That one plugged in. Flashlight died again. Yeah, this one's it's on its way out, guys. That's the thing about tools. They serve their purpose, then they go away. And if I recall, yeah, this is that sensor connector for the oil pressure sender, and then this one plugged in right there. So got one more little guy here. Okay, see you later. Lauren's on her way out. It's like every time you guys see or hear her, she's leaving. It's so sad. I hate it when she leaves. Come on, little screw. Yeah, this is the oil pressure switch right here. It's not a sensor because it's just a one wire. It's a switch. It closes a circuit. It's probably the one for the red oil pressure warning indicator, the one you don't want to see. The red one means you have no oil pressure and your engine is dying immediately. The yellow one means kind of change your oil. That's the maintenance version of the light. Look at the torque right here, 7 millimeters. Just enough to make it tight. We do not need to break the sensor. Put that little cover back on. Good to go. Okay, now let's go down to the bottom side. We'll raise this thing up and take a look at the bolts down below. All right, boys, moving on around to the black subscribe button. Rubisu going up again. Yeah, I think that's good. I'm gonna roll around in my chair so I can sit down on the job, set this thing on the locks for some safety, fetch the magnetron flashlight here. Okay, so down at the bottom, I was right, I ended up missing that bolt there and like 3 over here on this side. I got those guys in. Everything else is looking good. We see our sealant has spread very well. See that right there? All that gray RTV. That's all looking good. Everything is correct according to my eye. So let's get this wire harness bit of business bolted back on, and then we can spray this off and we'll continue with the component reassembly. Yeah, so what we're gonna do right here is get this bracket back in position. Got one fastener at the bottom of the bracket and one up at the top. Real easy, like, kinda. It's actually not, because there's no space for me to tinker with in here. That one is started. You guys see that? And a bolt right there. And then there's the one up at the top here. So we can start putting our connectors back in. Where do these guys go? And this one, oh, that's for a fan. That's a fan connector, because there's another fan connector. Yeah, like right there. Okay, those are for the fans. So O2 sensors are on, all the bolts are in down here. We're looking pretty good. The sealant looks good. Let's let her back down in a minute. I'm gonna put these shields back up while we're down here. 2 shields. Dos. Okay, I've got the shouldered bolt for this section of the shielding. Got that one in right there. And there's also a push pin for the front tab. I don't know why they didn't just use 2 bolts or 2 pins. They used a pin and a tab. Kind of weird, but I'm no engineer. Could have been, but I could not afford the higher education. Okay, that guy's up. So now 2 bolts. Let's get these guys tight. Clicks. Okay, we're almost good to go down here. Real quick, I'm gonna pull the drain plug out of this one more time and drain out any brake clean that I may have spilled in there. Okay, 14 millimeters again. Let's unclick this drain plug. Now, like I said in the part 1, the last video, I've already pulled this out and drained all the oil, so we're not going to get an oil geyser coming out of this thing. There should be a little bit of brake clean in there. There it is. Yeah, that's nasty. Okay, I'll let this hang out and drain for a while. I'm just going to let it drip dry until we're done with assembly up top. Okay, let's let her down. Again, that drain plug's down there collecting whatever else drains out of it. We're gonna leave that alone for a while. Okay, so where are we at here? We need an oil filter, wiring harness is plugged in. We need to get the crank pulley back on, tighten that guy down, and then we'll drop the fans in position. Oh yeah, at some point in there I need to put the serpentine belt back on it too. Forgot about that part. I mean, it's self-evident, but there, guys, there. Stick the bolt in. Now that Milwaukee 90-degree impact took this bolt out, so that's exactly what's going to put that bolt back in. It's enough to make it tight, not enough to make it tight, then make it loose again. Click. Since I'm tired of tripping on this belt, let's go ahead and get this thing back into position here. Now, I can't say I recall the exact routing that this belt takes, so I'm gonna have to just use some creative thinking and reasoning here to kind of figure it out. Basically, I'm figuring out which ones are smooth pulleys and which ones are not smooth pulleys. What's up, Sam?
Hey, brother. I got a customer in mind.
Where was I? I had a neighbor come by to have a chat real quick. I think I got it. Yeah, put this down under the water pump. It's the right hand I'm working with here. And yeah, we're there. So I just need to untension this and wrap it around power steering and we're good to go here. Okay, ratcheting wrench coming in. Keep some tension on it. I went the wrong way, I think. Or did I? I don't know if did I do something wrong here? The tensioner's not moving. Oh, okay. It wasn't moving anywhere. I was like, what have I done? Did I put it on the wrong way? I was scared for a second. There we go. Okay, belt is on and secure. This is good to go. All right, let's get some fans dropped in. We're in what I would call the home stretch at this point. Remember, this is the fan that's got that little groove that those transmission cooler lines need to fit into. So we're gonna drop this fan in here. We'll slip the pegs in that align the bottom of it, and then I'll give it the old Erico style reach around treatment and get those hoses out of the way and into their groove, which I can't find them now. Oh, come on. We're so close. There we go. That felt like it went in. That's good. So let's get little 10 mil fasteners set up in here. Screw this thing down. And then we can plug it in, Beautiful. Okay. So down here on the right side, way down yonder, we will find that I'm going to drop my flashlight again. We're going to find that connecting connector. Put that thing in position, and I thought it clipped onto something, but I don't really see, just don't really see it. Yeah, it looks like maybe there used to be a clip on that, but it's broken. So we're just gonna let that kind of dangle around. Anyways, let's get our coolant overflow bottle. See the peg on it? That peg slips into that little hole down there. So we drop this guy in, slip it in right here through that hole, and then snap it in, and it will tab in right there with that little locking tab. Plug you in. That guy is secure. Let's get, okay, same as the other fan. You've got a peg, and then there's going to be the 2 screws, bolts or whatever, fasteners. There we go. Yeah, we established that around here. They're all called fasteners. It's no longer screws. So 2 fasteners. And that other one right in front of me. Just tighten these units down. Clickages, and can't forget to connect that connector. Oh, by the way, I've already I've already plugged in or sealed up that radiator valve that was down here, that drain valve. Did that when you guys weren't looking. Okay, so fans are in. Let us get the lower radiator hose in position here. Real easy like. Plug it in. Plug it in again. Drive it backwards. I think I did. I don't know if that matters much, but possible. Yeah. There we go. Snapping on hose clamp pliers for the win here. Slipping pliers. Now I always put these hose clamps right on the witness marks, right where they came from. That next guy. There we go, that's good. Okay, next up I want to throw the oil filter on there. We are going to need to pre-lube this O-ring here because I had cleaned off all the lubricant that goes on the front of the timing cover here, so we're just going to get some lube on that O-ring, just like so.
Oh, God! No, God, please, no! No!
And now I can put the filter on, just how it's supposed to be. Yep, just like that. There we go, filter click.
No!
So that guy's all set up. That's lubricated, installed. Let us get the coolant funnel in position here. Need to refill the cooling system next. Tighten that guy down. A little more. I don't think it clicked. Or it bottomed out or whatever. It's just kind of sitting there. Good enough, whatever. It's not gonna come off, that's fine. Throw some coolant in it. Come mirror oil cap. We're gonna throw in some 5 winter 20 Amsoil in this unit. That way it remains properly lubricated. Okay, some funnel action. Throw that guy in there. Amsoil coming in for the win here for superior synthetic protection. Glug. Glug. I think this is about a 5-quart engine, so I've got a 4-quart jug here. We'll fill this up and then we'll start it, run it, and check it, and then top it back off. Yeah, that 20 weight oil is flowing fast. See, I'm not even filling the funnel back up. It's a quick flow engine oil due to its viscosity. Okay, put this right over there for now. Let that drain through. Let me go fetch some coolant while we're at it. We'll start to fill the cooling system as well. And I can get my tools out of here. Okay, a couple gallons of coolant here. This funnel that I have here is actually called a no spill funnel. So basically we leave this funnel attached, and as the air bubbles migrate their way out, it's displaced with some of the coolant. And when I'm done, I can put a plug in it and then detach the bottle, minimizing the amount of spillage from the cooling system. Okay, I think I am nearing the home stretch now. We've got fluids in it, oil, coolant, I've got the fans in, everybody's connected, no fasteners and bolts and parts left over. Let's go ahead and hit the key and fire this unit up and see what she does. So here, you guys back up so you don't get splashed, and I'll crank it up. Beginning engine starting sequence now. This is alive. Beautiful. Yeah, see, this thing's gonna start to purge out bubbles right when that thermostat opens up. Bubbly, bubbly, bubbly. Okay, let me shut it down real quick so we can check the oil level, and then we'll restart it, let it come up to temp, and then we'll go down below, spray it off, and then check for leaks. Powering down. Yeah, I just saw the fans running, that's good. Checking crankcase engine oil level. The filter primed, we are right on the money. Right there. Right there, we're above the halfway between the 2 dots. That's perfect. I'll reach back inside, restart the engine again. We'll let it come up to temp and then go down below and inspect. That's the plan. Okay, she's running, taking a look. We're not dumping oil out anywhere. That's good. That means there's no massive obvious leak. Let's go ahead, run this thing up in the air and take a look down below. Moving back up, black subscribe button. There we go. Moving on up to the east side. Okay, that's good for now. Grab the illuminator here. Come here, illuminator. Stop it. Let go of my brake clean. Stop it. No. Okay, down below. We're looking pretty good. Let's fetch the cleaner. I'm gonna spray off all those residual spillages. Get rid of all this stuff. It's been 1.5 hours, so I assume that all that sealant is fully cured. It's a 90-minute seal. And, well, no, they said it's set up, ready for oil in 90 minutes, and it's fully cured in 24 hours, so Pretty sure we're past that 90-minute mark. Another. Oil pan, we'll spray that off. I'll get all these drips out of here. That way there's no question that nothing's leaking. Alrighty folks, I saw no leakages down below. Let's let her down for one final time. Alright guys, let's get this thing backed out and kind of hosed off, and we should be about good to go here. It's looking good down below. No spillages, no drippages. That sealant is sealed. Honks for safety. Even though no one's here, Dave just went to lunch, I can still honk. Your hands are dirty. It's cool, watch this, watch. If I touch it, it doesn't get the thing dirty, see? It's all good. Because they look dirty. They're stained dirty, but I wash them frequently. This is the stuff that just didn't come off with the easy wash. I'm not gonna pressure wash my hands either, can't do that. Cut your phalanges. Hey, speaking of pressure washing, I hosed off something, I think it was a Volkswagen, and I had used the little spinny turbo tip thing. It gives like a tornado looking cone of spray. And everybody's right about this tip, and you're also very wrong. See, that tip is pretty aggressive and it's dangerous, and it can get under your paint and tear your paint off, right? But that's if you hold it this close to your work. If you back off and you hold it like this close, by the time that spray reaches your surface, its velocity has dissipated and it's nowhere near as potentially damaging when compared to a scenario where you hold it right up against your work surface. So yes, that's a remarkably aggressive tip, but I use this because when you use the regular fan tips, like the flat ones that just make the spray, those will leave streaks because as that spray dissipates, its strength is reduced at the edges of it. So you'll go over your work and you'll see a bunch of zebra lines in it because the outside section just didn't have the oomph that the inside section needed. So by using the spinny turbo tornado looking type of spray, that ensures equal amount of coverage over a generalized area. You just have to make sure, just like with the regular pressure washer tip, that you don't put it right up against your work because you know, you'll peel the paint off. So yes, I am aware that that thing is the wrong tip, but at the same time, when used properly, it's not the wrong tip. It is the right tip, in fact. So that being said, we're just going to we're going to use the tip here, and I'm going to spray this thing off a little bit, get the all the nasties hosed off of it, all my fingerprints, all the tree sperm, and we're going to get rid of that stuff, and then we should be good to go. So leave this thing choked, cranked up, on switch. I just dissipated the spray. Now you see that right there? How I could have left this thing in the thing and then tried to fire it up, but I moved because I don't feel like pressure washing my leg. Even though that trigger is not depressed, there's a chance of failure, and I'd rather not subject myself to a trip to the ER. Start. Go. There we go. Come on. That's not hurting anything. If I put it over here, that's not good. Bird poop on that. Yeah, when I did that that spray job on that Volkswagen once upon a time, and somebody came in the comments, they're like, if you pressure washed my car without my permission, I would sue you. And I'm going, I would love for somebody to file a lawsuit because I washed their car. That'd be great. Like, what do you guys think happens like at an actual pressure washer, or like an actual car wash? Like, do you not know that they use pressure washers at the car wash? Remember the self-serve car washes? Those were all pressure washers. They were 8 gallon per minute, 4,500 PSI pressure washers, unless you had the soft wash enabled, and the soft wash was just the stuff that sprayed the foam on your wheels and tires. So that was the non-pressurized version. So I really don't see how using that Husqvarna versus a, you know, at the car wash type of car wash. What am I doing? It's just water. That I ruin the environment. So I really don't see how doing the same thing that happens at the actual car wash is going to cause a problem. It escapes me, it really does. But I guess folks want to be like, you're ruining stuff. There you go, tighten that down. That's all good. Let's sit here and observe, monitor this unit, make sure it doesn't overheat, make sure it's got no leaks after it dries off, and I think this thing's good to go. So, having said all that, guys, I do not believe I have anything more to offer you in this particular video other than a thank you for watching this video. As always, I hope you enjoy this video. Let me know what you think about this process, this timing cover, and this overall job in the comment section down below. Do not neglect that like button while you're down there. And most importantly, have yourselves a fantastic day. See you guys later. End of video, end of Rubisu, end of timing cover reseal job, end of pressure washer rant, end of transmission.